G'day, welcome back to Thornton Farm. Last episode where we left off, we had started putting herbicide on this field. So that's what we're going to continue doing. We're going to fold this up. So, in the gap between episodes, I went and had a look at my spreadsheet for calculating soil mod. Not my spreadsheet, someone else came up with a design. So, watch out for that bush. So, I now have a plan as to what we need to put on this field. So today we're going to continue with the herbicide and then put some lime on it, and then we're going to let the crops grow overnight. So we're going to, the plan for this episode is finish spraying, then we're going to buy some chooks, and then we're going to spread the lime onto the field. So that's the plan anyways. Okay, very expensive herbicide there. I imagine in real life herbicides, fertilizers are very expensive. So I don't have a problem with that. Also, you'll find in soil mod too, when you're playing, if you're not used to it, crop yields, it's either crop yields or value of crops or both, is much higher, so you still make good money. Okie doke, so yeah, our first animals will be coming along in this episode. We should get a few little chooks after we finished here. Unfold the sprayer. So by my calculations we should come out pretty close to optimal, not quite on optimal yield, but pretty close to optimal, and you'll find that it's quite a good yield. Honestly, I'm not sure how it compares to like fertilized fields in the base game, but doesn't really matter because we're not playing the base game. Alright. Oops, not that button. Away we go. More herbicides. So I had a quick blast around in Farming Simulator 13 the other day. Yeah, it was interesting because you forget when you play with mods all the time how much you rely on them, and going back to a game, just the base game, it's pretty basic, and you know, tractors don't get dirty and all that kind of stuff. Graphically, the world is not particularly impressive compared to Farming Sim 15, but the tractors are honestly, they're not that much worse. Like, they're pretty close. Watch the boom. Cruise around here. I'm sure it's probably not very good practice to go driving all up and down and around the field. Should try and minimize compaction on the soil as much as possible, I suppose, but we don't have to worry about that in this game. So the summer sale, which has been recently, the Steam summer sale that is, picked up a few games, more than I wanted to, as per usual. The Steam should be changed to the Steam unconsensual use of my PayPal account. because honestly I try not to, but I can't help it. But anyways, I got Mad Max. I really loved the latest Mad Max film. I thought it was excellent. And I was pleasantly surprised by the game, I must say. Normally, well, let's say I didn't expect much from the game, but I was surprised at how good it was. The environment is excellent. Not that it's graphically so impressive because it's just sand and dirt, but it feels right. The cars feel right, the sounds are fantastic visually and audibly. I guess the game is very, very impressive. I have a few little complaints. From a survival point of view, I don't think that fuel plays enough of a part in it, and water, but minor complaints for what I think is a pretty fun game. I don't think there's a huge amount of replay value there. It's pretty much once you finish the game, you finish the game. There's a lot of repetitiveness, very much like Far Cry style of games, I suppose, where you just go around collecting things and doing checkpoints and whatnot. It's not a bad thing, it's just if you don't like repetitive, grindy sort of aspects to games, that might not appeal to you. Obviously I love that because look what I'm playing. Okay, lower him down. So yeah, not a bad little mod find, this one. Try and put in the description the name of the mod. I can't exactly remember the website that I got it from, but if it doesn't seem like a reputable website, I'm sorry, but I'm not putting it up. I gotta be careful. I don't want to put up links to mods that are not original links and things like that, but sometimes it's really difficult to find or know whether it's an original download link or not. So alright, we will hook up the spreader and we'll go and get some lime in this baby. So lime is used to let me just see, increase the pH of the soil. So that should make it more basic, or more alkaline. A lot of the fertilizer, some of the fertilizers and using herbicides actually decrease the soil or make it more acidic, and so you need to counteract that with lime. So we will fill it up and have a look. N fertilizer is not too expensive. It's not going down too fast. Lime is not too expensive. NPK, yeah, none of those are too expensive. Lime's not too bad. So generally speaking, I suppose, I'm not sure, but it might be actually more cost effective to use a spreader when you're applying fertilizers. However, you then don't get the advantage of moisturizing, adding moisture to the fields. So we've got the lime here. This should be a challenge. So I said we're going to get chooks. We'll do chooks at the end. Jumping around here. Alright, let's just head straight up here. Okay. Cool. Wow, that's actually a pretty nice texture. Ah, damn it, missed the spot. There we go. Not too bad. bush a little bit. Don't mind me, bush. Pulling sticks out of our steering mechanism. Rightio. So I know chooks are pretty useless, but just to get us started on the track of animals, we will get some chooks. They're not useless, but just not very profitable, let's say. For the amount of effort that you put into chooks and the amount of time you have to wait for them, you do not get a lot of money. I mean, you don't have to put a lot of effort into them, and also you don't have to feed them. We're gonna have to go through the mud here. You don't have to feed them or anything like that, so they're pretty easy to look after. But I guess the main thing about chooks for me is that God, that made the tractor very muddy very quickly. Is that just get that little patch. You can't make a great deal of money off chooks, you know, unless you buy hundreds and hundreds of them. So the reason I went back to get that little patch, normally I wouldn't worry about it, but because the nutrient levels don't reset when you harvest the field, if you have missing patches, it'll sort of get out of sync with the rest of the field, if that makes sense, and then you'll have patches that are, you know, low on nutrient and things like that. So just got to be mindful of that. So probably doing a fair bit of overlap here, but like I said, this stuff's cheap, it doesn't really matter. Oops, hopefully no one saw that. Yeah, go across the top, give ourselves a little bit of a headland. So yes, I can highly recommend Mad Max if either you like action games and you enjoyed things like Far Cry 3, and I imagine 4, I haven't played 4, and I've heard that the combat in Mad Max is kind of like the Batman games, so if you like that, possibly, or if you like Mad Max, definitely get amongst, because they, I think, did a pretty good job of creating the characters in the world, and the cars are awesome too. Flames and smoke and sparks and stuff everywhere, pretty sweet. So I haven't been playing much more Colin McRae Rally though. Not Colin McRae, Dirt Rally. Just no real reason, just haven't gotten on it. Been playing a little bit of Rocket League. Wouldn't ever play it by myself, but fun playing with other people. Had a bit of a go of keep talking and nobody explodes. Great idea for a game, quite fun. What else? Oh, that should do us. What else have I been playing? A little bit of Prison Architect here and there. Always loved that game. It was in beta for so long. It's finally released. But that's a pretty cool game. Spreading this lime is a little bit difficult because you can't see the texture until you get fairly close, so you don't have much time to align if there's a change in direction. So we just do the best we can with this line. It's pretty difficult to tell exactly where you've gone. There's no obvious hard edge, but that's honestly probably what it's like in reality, so totally okay with that. So away we go. Okay guys, I'll tell you what, this is going to take me a little while to finish this off, and we are running short on time for this episode as well, so I will finish this field off camera and then come back for the very end and we'll talk about our chooks. See you soon. Okay, we're back. We're almost finished this field now. God, there's tracks everywhere, look at this. So, where were we? This all looks good. Here it is. Okay, so probably 2 more passes and then we'll be done. So I'm not being very efficient with this. I'm doing a fair bit of overlap, but honestly that's okay. I prefer to get the coverage. So going forwards, because we've seen now spreading on this field and spraying on this field and seeding on this field, it's going to take about 5 days in game to get to the stage where this crop has grown. So I'm not going to go through every one of those steps. It'd be very repetitive, and yeah, there won't be there's no need for it. I think it would just be boring to watch, and honestly I could probably do it a little bit quicker anyways if I'm not recording and trying to talk at the same time. So we will... Oh, whoops, I didn't have that lifted while I was working. Doesn't matter, it wasn't touching the ground, but it was close. My mistake. Now I'm stuck. So, park this guy up, handbrake, engine off. Okay. So, yeah, we'll try and just speed all that section up for the viewers to make it more interesting for them. Okie doke. I can hear a chook, or rooster I should say. Let's go looking for him. Here he is. Hey little dude, got a present for you. Hey. You want to razzle dazzle, do you? Huh? 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 Alright. Now for my first trick, don't look. How many chooks are we going to get? I'm thinking probably around about 10. Should be a good number. There we go. 10 chooks to start us off. That's a nice little amount of animals to start off our farm. Gonna carry on and make all sorts of noise. Obviously they're well-trained chooks, which is why they cost $70. They're, you know, premium chooks which know that they aren't allowed onto the road. Even though there's nice grass and everything over there to tempt them, they just stay in here in this scabby little yard full of gravel and rocks and whatnot. Pretty obedient chooks. I wonder where the eggs pop up. I wonder if they pop up in here. Oh, we can actually go in. Look at that. Oops. So got little ladders there if they want to climb up onto something. Don't know what they're for, where they go to, but and they got those little boxes there. That must be where they lay their eggs. So 4 of those things, and then this yard also looks like it might be used for loading up livestock. So you probably herd livestock into these pens and then back a truck in and load them up or something. Don't really know. What's through here? Oh, this is the way out to the cows. Yeah, so there's a cow shed there, so probably, yeah, there's our little sign that we put up. Bit of mud here. Yeah, so there we go. Nice big field for the cows. And I like what they've done here. They've actually made it a buyable field, so it means that you can't steal all the cow's grass unless you buy it. That's what I do on some maps. Cow paddocks are always fairly big, and you can mow the cow fields and feed them the grass from their own fields. Same with the sheep. And apparently, according to this game, that increases their yield. Sorry, chook. And also, this fence certainly wouldn't keep these chooks in. Needs some chicken wire on it. Anyways, so that's it. That's episode, I believe, 6 done. We have, on field 15, planted it, which took a long time. And in the last 2 episodes, we've seeded it. We've sprayed it. And we've spread lime on it. So we're well on our way to getting our first crop growing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching this one. I'll see you in the next one.